As we continue our countdown till Christmas, today is December the 1st, which was when I intended to start this series, but I had so many great ideas suggested by you folks, the viewers, that we started a little bit early. But now we're really getting in the spirit of things, we're getting in the swing, even the safety gargoyles getting in the Christmas spirit. Welcome back to Black Bear Forge and our countdown till Christmas. One of the more common suggestions is for a bottle opener. And we've made lots of these ring-style bottle openers in previous videos, so I thought I would do something different. And the Moabo-style bottle opener, the forged skull that Yamez made popular, sounds like a lot of fun, but it's a little bit more Halloween-y than it is Christmas. So I thought we'd go in another direction, and I thought we'd make a little claw-style bottle opener. This is similar to the ones that you used to find on the tail end of your can opener if you had a little twist can opener. And it's a good functional bottle opener. Pretty darn simple to make. All you really need is forge, hammer, anvil, a round punch, a hot chisel, and probably a vise and a file to clean it up when you're all done. For this, I'm going to start with a piece of 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch flat bar that is 4 inches long. The first thing I want to do with this piece is just knock the corners back so it doesn't have sharp corners anywhere. And that's pretty quick to just knock the corners back. Just keeps there from being any kind of a sharp edge. You could also file or grind the corners back if you wanted to, which is probably what I would do most of the time. Now I want to come about 1 inch back from the end, and I want to punch a hole, and this will be where the claw part comes off. If you're lucky, you can shear this off right at the anvil and you don't have to go over the Pritchel hole. But I think we'll go over the Pritchel hole. It's also getting a little bit on the cold side. But if you're just shearing the slug out, working a little bit cold can be to your benefit. Now I'm going to go ahead and drift that a little larger. And we can just use the tapered punch for this. It's one of the advantages of a tapered punch. But because it's tapered, that hole is now tapered, so let's turn it over. Do it again from the back side. And try and leave the fat spot in the middle of the hole. It's got a little burr from punching, but we'll be able to grind that off, or file it off. Break it off at the end of the punch here, maybe. Okay, so that's really all we have to do to that right now. Next thing we want to do is actually cut that open so we've got some material that forms the claw. For this, I'm just going to come off the top of the hole . Yep. Cut all the way through. I should have cut from both sides. That cut really easy. So that'll take just a little bit of filing to clean that up and make it even, but we can do that pretty much after we're cold. So just like that. I didn't catch it on camera, but I also cut a little bit off of here just to get rid of the sharp point that was there. Now we'll forge this claw and try and make it look a little bit better. And to start that, I'm going to put a piece of 1/2 inch round bar in here as a drift. And then I can forge this right over the top of that. And while I'm here, I'm going to start necking this down and just establish the fact that I want this to taper, and this is just for aesthetics. It doesn't affect function at all. little bit more cleaning up to do here. That's not a very round hole, and I'd like it round. The first thing I'll do is a little bit of hot filing here just to make sure that it's doesn't have any cold shuts. Also take a rat tail file. Filing left-handed here, it's kind of uncoordinated for a right-handed person. Now before I finish the claw part, I'm going to finish shaping my handle. Because I will mess up the claw while I do this, so I might as well have this part done. I just want to taper it out a little bit. Purely an aesthetic consideration on your part when you're making yours. The other thing I want to do is put a hole in the end so that it can hang on a nail or a hook or something like that. So that doesn't look any different than punching that first hole. I try to get it equal distance from both sides and the end, so it's kind of symmetrical, and as it starts to swell out the end, then it's more even. Like I frequently do, I'll just use the tapered punch to swell that hole a little bit. And you'll notice that while I do this, I move it around the Hardy or the Pritchell hole, and that's just to support it all the way around so it doesn't just push into the hole there. That's really all I want to do there for now. So now let's finish the claw end. This is just really a matter of giving it the shape you think it needs to be a functional bottle opener. In the long run, you're going to need to try this out on a bottle top to make sure that you get this shape right. And you can do this over a drift pen like I was doing it earlier, or you can do it this way. It's actually wanting to bend back here. I've got a little bit of a thin spot. So I think I'm going to use this bigger tapered punch as a drift and as a mandrel to form this. I think you can fiddle with this for the next week or so. And it's getting pretty close to what I want. It's just not ending up very even. I think I needed to do more filing in here. So take your time, get that right. So this could definitely use a little bit more serious filing. All in all, I'm not as happy with this as I would have liked to have been. Well, that was perhaps not the smoothest bottle opener project I've ever made or shown on the channel, but it does get the point across. And it also illustrates that sometimes things don't go quite the way you'd planned and you got to fuss, fiddle, and tinker with it a little bit. But in the end, you do get a good, functional, usable project. And if not, you've learned something and you do it again and you adjust your technique or your tooling to make it better the next time. I think the main thing that went wrong with this is I drifted that hole too large too soon, and it just made things a little bit thin, and it was hard then to get everything even because there were thin spots. But I think it would work. I don't have a bottle with a top on it, unfortunately, but the geometry looks just right, and if it's not, you can adjust that. You can still bend this hook, you can bend the top piece out a little bit, and you can adjust all this however you want for looks and for function. In spite of it not being a perfect bottle opener, it's still probably going to hang on a nail in the shop, so if I need one in the shop, I'll have one. Hold everything! The video you're watching was one I actually did this morning. Since then, I've gone to lunch, I've made another video, and I thought I would try these out, and they didn't work very well. So I've made a few adjustments. Let me show you what I did. The little spur or the claw on both of these was kind of in line with this other end. And it turns out it just would not engage the bottle cap. You need to have the little spur come in much lower than the top of the bottle cap. So I sawed this off, filed it smooth, cleaned them both back up. I'm much happier with both of these. And both of these now look like they will engage a bottle cap very nicely. It's a great improvement over what I started with. The bottle opener project was suggested by Jerry Rawl and David Wright. Thanks for the idea. So we return you to our originally scheduled video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Love it if you hit that subscribe button. Feel free to stick around, watch a few of the other videos. Make sure you come back tomorrow for our next project and our countdown till Christmas. In the meantime, I hope you can get out to your shop, make something, stay safe, wear your safety glasses, and we'll see you for the next one.